Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be doing the lot viewing video for my auction tonight, Tuesday, May 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and Saturday, the 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and then also give you a preview of the full auction schedule. It's going to be a mega month in May with my whatnot sales. We're going to also have sales on the 11th, the 16th, the 23rd, the 27th, and the 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern, but these are the ones that are going to be selling tonight. It's a really nice mix. I may add a few more items, but let's see what that is. Looks like a Roman provincial tetradrachm. So we've got tons of ancient stuff, interesting world and US. And as a reminder, $15 link for new signups with the whatnot.com/invite/treasuretown, and then I get a commission on that when you make a buy. But let's jump into the items for tonight, then focus on Saturday, and hopefully I'll see you in a little bit. And we'll start off with the large flips for today, and I'll probably add a few more items, but looks like a pretty interesting sort of theme with different jugs being poured out, an interesting jeton. We've also got one from Nuremberg. That previous one was more of a French strike, slightly off-center, which you don't see quite as often. We've got a pair of medals from Hamburg. That one's silver, a $10 gaming token, a 1963 looks like it, 5 kopecks from Russia, and then actually, wow, so we did get a large mix of jetons for today. A very nice 1680, 1740 Tresor Royale, and a Maria Theresa 1677. So that one, I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for not uploading this sale a bit earlier, because there can definitely be less people planning on it, and so not always the most ideal. But we've got an extra cactus leaf Arizona coin. We've got a silver 4 race, I want to say, from Spain, 1883, nice uncirculated Morgan silver dollar, and then we've got a Colombian commemorative 1795 York halfpenny that looks really quite nice. Let me try to get the light on it a little bit more. 1924 Peruvian 1 sol, a 10 franc from France, a 2-cent coin 1867 that looks decent. More Colombian. We have a nice 1924 piece dollar, an 1880 Morgan, 1926 piece dollar, 1844 coronet head, and then an 1884 Morgan, 1848 braided hair large cent. And we'll finish up the remainder of the US, get into some of the graded, then the ancient and the world. And we got some Flying Eagle pennies, 1888 dime, 1853 half dime, 82 shield cent. I think this is 1877 S quarter. That's pretty nice. And then, this is some random world stuff. Polish Ian Albert half groschen and an Alexander half groschen. We've got a Celtic quinarius, I believe of the Sakani tribe, and that's a really nice, full portrait on that one. And then we've got a Roman Republican denarius, really nice item. That one will probably have a starting bid starting at like 60 or so, maybe a little bit more. Polish Lithuanian, Netherlands East Indies duets, and then we've got a 1896 Morgan. I don't know how those snuck in there. An 1854 repunchment mark, and a Delaware spitting horse quarter. So interesting mix of lots of different items over there. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a Mint State 62 Gold Phantom, some satin finish Mint State 68 full steps quarter, 69 deep cameo nickel, and a Cuban 5 pesos from 1999. There's a bunch of different world currency, some larger 100,000 mark, that's a million mark, so some different German items, and then that one looks to be all Mexican. That's actually slightly older, and then a just general world mix. So always try to have a wide variety available. This one's a nicer 1984 Habana Castle peso Mint State 67, so upper grade. We've got a pretty large planchet Judean Pruda from the war period, and then we've got a Valentinian XF Nummus, so still a fair amount of detail on that one, from the Western Roman Empire. We've also got an Ike dollar, a Proof 68 dime silver, a silver Proof 69 Deep Cameo Ike. And then lastly, we've got a Constantine the Great Posthumous with the Quadriga, and then another penny and another gold. Wow, gold Phantom. So there's also this El Cazador shipwreck that we'll get to, but maybe we'll start on some of the ancient coins right here. So it looks like an Antoninianus of Gallienus, a ancient Greek Pontos coin, 2 of them, an Arcadius Numus, a nice denarius. Wow, that's a pretty nice shape. A Byzantine with Christ to Tartaron, another denarius coin, Constantine the Great. There's a Pontos Amisos, slightly different type though. And let's see which that one is. Also with the sword in the sheath, which we don't have very often. Some sizable, was getting out of focus, sorry, Byzantine items, and that one's particularly has a good bit of detail. A beautiful Gordian Antoninianus, that Syrophoenician tetradrachm. Let's take a look at the SC. Beautiful reverse. A Khusro, the first dram, and then we've got some old Hungarian items. A Istros unit wheel. That one looks a little suspicious to me. I may remove that for the time being. But a posthumous Antoninianus, a Herod Agrippa Pruda from the Procurators, and then a really nice Byzantine Empire Leo Phallus. I guess we'll break it up and we'll do this El Cazador. Somebody had paid over $95 for this, but then their payment didn't go through, so 2 reals El Caz shipwreck. We'll be curious to see where that one sells. I'll probably have to reserve that one though as well. And then we've got, let's see, nice silver from Mexico. We've got a Mughal Empire rupee, Ghaznavid Dama, Osman, Suleiman, Salim, wide mix of Aksha coinage, Murad, Mehmet the Conqueror, and Bayezid the First. Nice Rassilid, Durham Mamluk items, Ayabid. There's a Carolingian Empire Italian, and a feudal French bishoprics of Dye and Valence denier. So continuing what I would call a pretty wide mix, though some similar themes to coins we've had in the past. We've got some German items. I don't know if I've sold this Church 1934 2-mark. Some older Iranian coins, which are interesting. And then that's Artikids of Mardin, Turkoman, Gorid, Khwarezmian, Mentesha, that's like Anatolia. That's a Northwest Berber. And then I have more Mexican, but I have a ton of, like a big bag of silver coins of like different world stuff, and I'm going to get like another 10 lots or so from that. So I'm going to have that ahead of the auction and sort of boost the excitement on the ancient side. But a quick run through, that's a nice, looks like Julian the Apostate. Then we've got 2. That's a Nero, and I'm not sure which ruler that is. Maybe Vespasian tetradrachm. Very old, full stater from possibly the earlier type on Lycian phaseless stater. Beautiful earlier Sasanian dram and a War Pruda, and then a few other, just nice ancient coins. I thought Fausta might have been in there on one of those. And now, so we'll run through this last batch. I'll try to go pretty quickly, but again, going to be adding more in the U.S., and there's a Constantine the Great, or Constantius Gallus, Diocletian, Theodosius, Imperial Strasbourg, gorgeous Licinius Falls. Wow, that one's pretty nice. Wow. And a great Maximinianus. So yeah, mix of conditions as well. That one's not quite as nice. Persis and Himiar fractions. There's a Tyche type. Nice Byzantine Christ Phallus. Multiple different types of them. And then a nice looking Trachea of the Byzantines. These cup-shaped coins. Skyphate look to them. And Let's see what else. It's like a few more. Ooh, that one is like a Celtic imitation type, but we're not totally sure. Should be an interesting one to sell. Constantine the Great. There's a tetradrachm, a smaller one. That one is a some type of a denarius, and I think it's like a slightly better type. Is that Vespasian? I'm not sure. It'll be uploaded. And then, we have Macedon. That one's interesting. Tetricus. Again, great and wide mix. Some larger Roman provincials. Tamara dynasty. Some Byzantine again. So, very nice. Constantine the Great phallus. Austrian silver. And some German silver. And then an earlier, this one looks like a Campan as well. 28 stivers. So, got, I think, 2 more handfuls here on the ancient front, and then we'll see what else I'm able to, find before we go live tonight. Because I always try to add a bunch of stuff in at the last minute, but some, nice detail remaining. Smaller coins, that one's a Salinina, some Byzantine fractions, Roman provincial. There are some Judean Pruda from the Hasmonean dynasty, one Nabatean coin, Aurelian, another dram, and some nice denarii. So selling a fair amount of denarii. Those seem to have been one of the coins that I have a lot, and maybe this sale and maybe on a Saturday sale, then we'll tail off a fair amount. This is a nice Seljuks of Rum coin, really nice Rhodes dram, Halicarnassos. This is like 6th century BC, Hecte coin, and then some interesting phallus of varying condition here, but some pretty nice, really sharp looking Salinina coin. This is a more expensive type, the Vic Og, and I believe that's like Tiberius. Ooh, that one is really nice looking. Wow. Interesting. Some type of Greek. And then we've got the Macedon, Philippi, and a few others. So that's tonight's sale. Should be one that will be, a pretty big sale. But I'm also going to find a few more items to add to it. And we'll then preview. And I'll try to go pretty quick through these ones, but looks like we're doubling up on the 5 kopecks here. 1784. We've got pretty nice jeton there. 1765, 5 kopecks. Wow. 1749. Some really nice jetons. I may remove a few from these sales depending on how they're not selling well. I may have to take them down because these are some nicer ones, like great 1661 portrait of Louis the 14th. I almost never do that, but I kind of overloaded these with a few more jetons than I have. And that looks like an Asian currency mix, and then just wide variety of world items. And this one still is a little further out, so there's more of a formation. I still have to include some items, but mix of moderns, 60D and 65. We've got a proof 68 quarter, silver quarter, which should be slightly more interesting. We've got a Cuban 2007 Mid-State 66 centavo, and some Ikes, a BU penny, and there's a silver Ike. And then I still have to find some of my other sort of modern. I have some expensive modern US stuff that I'm going to sell, but everything from an AU Valens, a Phantom, and we've got one other Phantom over here. But yeah, I'll also try to get a fair bit more US items. I think is going to be my goal for this one. So let's see what we have on the US side. Again, thinner listings because I haven't really started going through. 1861 3-cent silver, 10 franc and a 1 sol. We've got more Colombians. 1878 S, first year Morgan dollar, some braided hair, interesting toned 1891. Let's see, 1891 O, and an 1848. And then back here, looks like there is actually some more US, though it might be some consignor coins or some error coins. Unclear in the immediate moment. Let's grab that and see. So we've got some varieties, mix of penny varieties. There's a Celtic Quinarius. Okay, this looks like mixed bag. We've got some, ancient coins. There's a slightly better ruler from the, I think it's a Hostilian coin. Then we've got a Sasanian dram. Interesting 1913D raised ground buffalo nickel. That should be solidly more expensive. More Sol and 10 franc. We've got has some wipes, Morgan silver dollar, old 20 Kreuzer from Austria, rarer 1 lepton from Greece. Here's a dated 1919 buffalo nickel. I'm sure there's some, maybe it's a 2 feather variety. I could see that. Yeah, 2 feathers, repunchment mark, and then just a 1884 Morgan silver dollar. I think this might have a really, no, it's just been cleaned, but still a solid Morgan. So definitely going to be adding additional US inventory, like non-variety, just like coins to this one. And then we've got more, and in decent shape, some Third Reich German, some new Iranian types that I've never sold before. Polish Lithuanian we saw. We had some Netherlands Duets, and then we had, let's see, mix of Ak Kayunlu, Kormizian, Berber, Arab Bukharan. There's another Seljuks of rum, and some Mexican silver. Tabaristani Hemidram in nicer condition, and then a Cilician Armenian Takvorin. So, mix of world, but again, gonna get the varieties, or they're not actual variety coins, but a variety of items to complete this sale. Still have some nice denarii and a good Rhodes dram. We may have 2 of those in this auction. Some better Byzantine items. This is like a cool head of Zeus with an eagle Pontisos Amisos coin. That one will be a little more expensive. Anonymous Christ phallus. Looks like a woman's portrait on the denarius. That might be an Elgabalus Syrophoenician tetradrachm. And a nice large planchet one, Sasanian dram. Really good looking Madonna and Child Hungarian item. Half shilling from Nuremberg, old and a high relief denarius. Litra, really nice Roman procurators, Pruda, and this one's also solid. Earlier one when Jesus was a young boy. That coin was being struck in ancient Judea. Let's get the next group, but let's see, Strasbourg. Wow, that's a cool, different style as well. Tetrarchy phallus, beautiful Probus Antoninianus. That one's going to be more expensive, with a great portrait of horses on the back. Different Antoniniani and Constantinian items. Gallienus, Persis Himyar. Kind of looks like Diocletian. There's a seated portrait of Christ. There's a really nice, take a look at those eyes in Christ's portrait. Anonymous phallus, and then a Byzantine trachea, another seated Class D anonymous phallus, Jovian, interesting two tetradrachms. Wow. I think that these are some really nice items. So I had made these listings a bit before I actually put together, like a long time before I'm filming this, so I've it's a little bit of a surprise on some of the stuff that I'm selling, or it's new to me. But Roman Provincial, Tamara, a nice Parthian dram in nice condition, some more Byzantine, really sharp Roman right there, Licinius phallus, Austrian silver, German silver. This is probably our last of these large, that's a Matthias, like early 1600s, big time silver items. And then we've got some less expensive phallus, Roman phallus. So I think I did like a sale where I had like some less, like, 500 coins that I sold, and a lot of them were some of the cheaper Roman fallas. I'm probably going to start saving up my inventory for a big clear out sale, sort of end of May. Gorgeous, well, it's not totally gorgeous, but it's a pretty nice Macedon Philippi, and here's the different sort of shield type. So some nice items there. Really good, sharp Constantinian phallus, a silvered Salinina Antonianus, some more of those Byzantine and Roman provincial, and then, as always, some of the lower condition Pruda that are still decent. Nabatean, that one's an interesting Valerian Antoninianus, and then a Diva Faustina, and then we've got a few more Sasanian drams, a halved item, and then, could be neat, some new types here. Senato Consultum. This is Maxentius, it looks like. Interesting. Interesting type. And that one's Julia Domina, a little more worn. But yeah, it looks like a great mix of stuff for the sales. I'm gonna bolster these in the next hours and next days, for the Tuesday and Saturday. And then don't forget to mark your calendar for the rest of June, or May, so should be a good time. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.